Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan, and we are hanging out here in Minecraft to kick things off today. Planning to do both Minecraft and Satisfactory again today, but we are heading over to the east side of the town here because I'm thinking about building a small inn out off of the main road, and I wanted to look at the sizing of the Smiling Goat, which is this inn here, which is on like a little bit of an L shape. We've also got another inn on the west side that I'll take a look at as well. I just want to kind of get a rough blueprint. And we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I think this is also 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so it's 7 on one side, 9 on the other. And then total, got that just stick out? Yeah, it just sticks out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 13 by 13 square, but it's got a little chunk taken out of it. Okay, I can work with that. How's everyone's Saturday going? Things here have been pretty good. I was up really early, and that's why we decided to start early. I feel bad sometimes when I'm doing like a live stream on a Friday and say, I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and then I show up at 12 o'clock because I was up with the crows, and I'm sitting here on the couch going like, it's 11:30. I should just start streaming at noon. There's no reason I have to wait until 1 o'clock if all my morning stuff is done. And Dan says I'm staying inside and warm. Yeah, it's it's not cold here. It's quite mild actually, but it's been raining overnight into today. So it's kind of a rainy Saturday. And despite the fact that this is my job, the 80s kid in me still feels much better about playing video games on a Saturday inside when it's raining than when it's sunny. When it's beautiful and sunny outside, knowing that it's like December and January, I always feel terrible. All right, this looks like it's a lot bigger. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10 maybe. And then this is much deeper than 13. Has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Death by bush. I'd say 15 with the, yeah. So this is too big. I don't think I want to do anything quite that large. I like the idea of a little L shape. I might not go as far as 7 and 9. I might do 5 and 7, but we'll see. So essentially where this is going to go, I'm going to put a building kind of right here, nestled into the hill to have it make a little bit more sense. And we're going to move this road a bit too. The road is my main concern. That's what I want to tackle today. So it doesn't look great. It's just kind of in there haphazardly. And I just realized we're going to need stone bricks to do that. So I'll go get that. And I might even bring out, I'm not gonna pitch a roof. I think that would be the start of a landslide that I don't want to go down today. I might bring that out too. MindTripMedia. I heard talk of villagers yesterday. I think it was JPrice. Yes. Thanks so much for the 100 bits, MindTripMedia. Great to see you. I also have a lot planning for several hundred in another city. The idea being inspired by Valerian. I never saw that movie. I know it's a book too. Other inhabitants will include zombie pigmen, golems, and even a friendly blaze. How do you make a blaze friendly? Won't the golems go after the zombified penguin? So we'll put in the cobblestone for roughly where I want this to be. So I was thinking like right on this hill. It looks a lot farther on the map from the road. Not that we can't move this road, although I've moved this road like 6 times. I'd rather not. So the reason this road is here is because we've got this nice view of the gate. You know, you kind of come down. You're in farmland and you can kind of see where you're going in the distance. But then when you come up over here, it just basically points you straight at this main entrance. So I don't want the inn to be here. Like I want it to be there at most. So right away, I'm using that kind of idea of like, you've got some low frame elements here, and then some major focus points here, plus where you're going. And so I would say right about there would be the front wall of the inn. Now, which way would I want it to face? I'd say we'd want it to face us, right? So maybe it could actually be out this way a bit. I track that down. And I said what it was like, maybe 13. But we want to build it into the hill a little bit here. Maybe it has to be larger. My idea was that the second floor could be like up on top of the hill a bit. Let's just try here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'd have to keep the golem and the zombie piglins separate. I don't know how, but I have 2 blaze and haven't despawned. That haven't despawned and don't attack. Oh wow! So you've got like this a cool kind of bug happening. Do I want to? Could try to put this on an angle, but that would be really. That could be something really tough to do. The angled builds I've done have been barns and sheds. I don't think I've done any. Yeah, that's a barn. Anything else in here? There's no real angles. They're all just like boxes. I guess we could do that thing where it's like 3 and 3 sort of deal. So I would make it 9, 3, 3. I feel like that's out really far. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if that was a little bit farther back. Let's go here. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Try something like that, maybe. That still doesn't feel nearly as big as what I want it to be. Yeah, I think they have to be sections of 5, not 3. And I think what we should do is rotate it the other direction. That, or maybe we could make it that L shape that I was talking about. It feels very out of place. Like I thought it was going to feel a lot better. So I think maybe what we'll do is attempt to move the road. Take one more stab at this. I think for this to go with the hill better, we'll have it go the other way. So maybe here. Two, three, four, 5. I've built stuff into hills before, and I find it quite satisfying. It's very cool to do. Now we don't want it to be a super tall building, so I can't make it too wide this way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could maybe use some height changes to keep the golems out of harm's way or out of violence way. Because golems are tall enough that if you had a low ceiling, they couldn't get past it, you know? I don't have really... I guess the goat, the smiling goat is pretty close to what I'd want. I just don't want it to be that tall, I don't think. So that there is the smiling goat, but that's got a really high roof on it. And I think I'd want to keep the roof lower. So it'd be something like this. That's kind of what I'm going for. But again, like that's quite a big build. Nope. I wanted to slow down. Feel like that's not too bad. And none of that would be a problem. So like it would, the build would end up being kind of like in this space. It would completely hide that tower. So I might shift it back a little bit. We might try to put it, speaking of like eye lines and stuff, I might try to put it between that tower and that tower as far as your vision goes. I mean, it's going to move as you walk by it. It's going to slide over and be in front of different things. It also could be a nice reveal for that tower. We'll have to see. But I think a lot of its position is going to be changed by what I do with this road. And what I don't like about the road is how straight it feels. It feels very odd in this position here. I'd like this whole thing to be a lot more of a curve. And I think what that means is that this road is going to come out here more and curve in. So I try not to do more than 5 straight in a row on a road like this with the angle. But we'll start from, I guess, here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here is where I'd want to start going out. So see how that sort of curves around a bit better. It's gonna be hard to see. What I should be doing is using coarse dirt, because if I have to move stone, it's gonna take a minute. Let's go get that. I need more rockets. See, already that feels more interesting to me. We may keep the tree. It's going to be hard for me to see what I'm doing, but we may have to keep the tree. It would be an interesting kind of like reason why they curved the road, like why the road doesn't go outside this side is because there's a tree here and they had to, they didn't want to cut it down, or it was too much work to cut down maybe. That's going to curve too fast. Yeah. Maybe this has to be longer. Two, three. So we're only off by one bit there. So you can see how that curve a little bit better. I have to come up a little bit higher. So maybe we do keep the spirit of the tree, but maybe we have to just nudge the tree a little bit. Makes it more interesting anyway. We can customize the bottom of it, make it look nicer. This is what I mean by like taking what Minecraft has given you and then try to make it better. Use it as inspiration. Let's go with shift in the length of the main section. Where is the main section? 1, 2, 3. That's 5. Oh, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll go here. Gives me a little bit more room. It's kind of cool walking underneath the shade of the tree too. That could be a neat experience visually on the road. Still not quite there. I also got to make sure that it's going to work down here too. And this is, how wide is this? Is this too wide, do we think? Maybe a bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's go with 9. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we'll offset that usually by 1. So the way that I usually do this is that if you've got 3 there, you put 3 here, but because this is the outside curve, you move it down by 1, and then you just copy the pattern. And it tends to look okay, although we might have to do something a little bit more creative here. When you're working on a long-term project, big project like this, how do you keep things building consistent? The nice thing, and you've mentioned this before, Cosmic, the nice thing about having a build like this is that when you're adding something new to it, you can refer to your own build. Like after you've been at something for a while, you can say like, what does an inn look like? How big is this building? How tall does a 9x13 end up being in the style that I'm building? And you can go look at other builds that you've done, right? Using consistent materials, I think, is also good. You know, you get a little bit burnt out on white, brown, and gray for something like this, but at the same time, like it's nice to have that consistency, because then the whole town feels at least that it's roughly from the same sort of era. That makes sense. So this still feels pretty straight. I've got a funny feeling we're going to have to take some of this hill down to a lower elevation as well. It's 5, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that needs to come down wider, I think. Down here. I don't know whether I need to curve it sooner. I don't know how I would do that. At a certain point, you're left with straight lines, which sucks. I like praying. Welcome in. Yeah, I think that answered your question, Cosmic. Let me know if I didn't. So the best way to build things on a hill is to remember that you're probably going to be removing the stuff that's inside the hill. So have the hill first, build the floor plan, and then like you dig out this section and then you design based on that. It helps if the hill is like the same size as your second floor. So like you come in, you would enter into the building on this level, but then if you exit, you'd exit on the top floor. I did that with one of these buildings in the town. This one. You enter in down here in the main road, but when you come out the top, you're on the top level. And that was a hill. That was a natural hill in the game. Yeah, I feel like this needs to be less straight down here if I can possibly swing it. It also might be one of those things that just looks weird on the map, but feels fine here on the ground. I guess for this, it might be better to do it with stone. Going from an angle to a straight line in Minecraft always feels like it changes width. Maybe that means we have to go to like an 8 wide road instead of 9. That could be it too. I feel like this wants to happen early here. I could try staggering that. 2, 1, 2, 1. That doesn't really work either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll count from this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wow, that changes that quite a bit. And that feels too narrow. Gosh, that's a real drastic change just from one block. You'd think it wouldn't be. Maybe I had it too wide to begin with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that's only 7. That's back to 9. That feels better, right? So this would be maybe 3 at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Nope, that has to overlap. So this should still be 2. Actually, this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's fine. All right, I think I got that right. I've inspired you? Good stuff. Planning on taking a story to Somerville onto new build area instead of where Somerville, instead of where with Somerville I've kind of gone, that'll do. I want to make it more thought out and consistent. Oh, I see. Very cool. Right on. I would say one of the cool things you can do, which is a carryover from my days working in animation and TV, is like you could create a visual Bible. So go to artstation.com, go to, you know, Reddit, or find Lego builds, like find stuff that you like visually, even if it's like from an interior decoration magazine, like anything that you want, color, design, shapes, whatever, and create like a board in the same way that I do. I don't know that I have an image. Does this have an image reference? So that's a thumbnail. These are just things I was using as reference for this particular town. But if you had, like, in the same way that I do for Devastator and Satisfactory, but if you had like a couple, like a dozen of those images, it doesn't have to be houses, could be whatever you want, right? And you create basically like an art direction Bible. Shows and video games have this all the time, you know, like you think about the shape language of something like a Mario game, or something like Zelda has a lot of like world building and lore. So there's a lot of triangles, you know, in different shapes that are echoed around Zelda, like that kind of a thing. So you find a bunch of stuff, and then that way, whenever you're building something new, you could refer back to that, you know, that idea. And it could be something like, for example, like if I bring this little image up again, if I liked the roof but didn't like anything else, I could take that roof idea and put it on a different building. Or maybe it's not the roof that I like, maybe it's like the staggered nature of it, or maybe I just like the colors, you know, like you can just kind of take things that you like from certain images and kind of make them your own. Yeah, going from a 9 wide to an 8 wide on an angle like that really keeps it consistent. I like that. I think that feels okay. I might be standing on a spot that's wonky. No, that feels pretty good. Now we'll just continue the pattern. I've got 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna go with dirt in case I have to move it. I think it's another 5. Yep. Oh, I've missed. How wide is this from point to point? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. that might be a little bit too narrow. Yep. So we'll just shave this back. So all we do in this situation is take one of these 3s and make it a 2. And then that pushes this back and changes the block that the edge is on. A little bit more consistent. This is the inside of the curve. So this is where it switches. So here we were overlapping things that way, but then here we'll have to overlap the outside from the middle. And I have to make sure that this is going to fit too. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I'll leave that there. I think I like the way that this road kind of leaves it. Unfortunately, it doesn't leave like the middle. It leaves kind of off on the edge. So I didn't bring it up here, which is probably good because I'm going to have trouble even making it up this far. Tiny Bean 55, hello, welcome back. Hope you're having a good Saturday. All right, how did we do? That's still pretty straight. I would want that to come out farther, I think. Because this is also going to be a road that gets more narrow because this is quite wide here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh no, 9 was good. It's 8 on the angle that we had to make. Yeah, I feel like I need to push this farther this way. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sometimes I go 3, 5, 2, 1, but other times it's better to go like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you really want something to feel smoother. Yeah, I could even take this down to 3 maybe. All right, how does that feel? That feels better. Now we have just to connect the bottom. And I would say everything from here to the left is going to go. As you can see, we've moved this road a couple times. There's like a sub road. GrandpaCrafter, yeah, sorry. I was up early this morning and I decided to just go ahead and start early. I need to come up with a better system. Somebody, I don't remember who it was, but somebody in the Discord suggested I make roles that people can then assign to themselves. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a category or something. And that way when I stream Minecraft, rather than, because some people mute the everyone tag in Discord. So what I could do is say, like, you know, you're a Minecraft fan, and even though you might tune into a Satisfactory stream, really what you don't want to miss is Minecraft. And then when I stream Minecraft, I could, instead of tagging everyone, I could just say Minecraft fans or whatever. I'm streaming Minecraft now, and only the people that have assigned themselves that tag would get the notification. Just working out so I wasn't getting any alerts. Oh, cool. Right on. What do you, was it like weight training, cross training? What kind of training were you doing? I've missed a workout this week because of bad weather. I walk to and from the gym for people that don't know. All right. A little bit more over here. I really could just bury this, but I feel like it's more confusing to try to plan. Obviously, I did not care about the old road. Clan Clay, welcome in. You might want to think about a better way to say hello. I want to see the map. Just about there. Let me take a look here. Basically just covering up this stone so I can see clearly the edge of my road on the map mod. It's Zero's map and Zero's mini map. World map and mini map, I think, are the two. It's probably one of my favorite mods, actually. All right, so let's move this stuff. And I think I'll just start from here, I guess. To get rid of some of this. Okay. Yeah, so I want to echo what's happening at the top. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But we're going to go one more this way. Five, and that's 5 again. So this is where we might have to change the order of things, because we might have to change to an angle faster. Although, it's not too bad. But I think it gets too narrow. Yeah. It gets a little bit too narrow. So we'll... So this is another thing I try to tackle. I try to tackle how the road looks top down first, and then I worry about where it's going to go up a hill or down a hill. It's always easier to do that after. You can plan out the different sections. You can see we've made a huge change. Yeah, this still feels like it needs to be a little bit wider. So let's take that back down here. That's a little bit better. It is hard to visualize with like the color shift as well. Is it Brenda or Brend? 1233, welcome in. Thanks for saying hi. Brendan, okay, cool. You're missing an N. You're missing an N in the name. I'm sure you're aware of that. Wouldn't let you. Oh, I see. That looks pretty good. I think the tree is hiding some imperfections, but I think that looks all right. So let's walk it and just kind of see what the views are. Obviously, this is going to be a different height, so don't worry about how things are sticking out of the ground. I'm more worried about where the player is facing. So as you're coming through here, I mean, obviously this is going to be in the way, but come into here and you can see we're at a crossroads, and this is where I think I want to move this closer to the road. So come down here. You're looking kind of, that tree is going to be important. This is probably going to need to be closer here. So I feel like this whole wall is going to be about there. Obviously the height thing will change. Yeah, I feel like this blocking the view is a little bit much. So we might want to drop this down. Come up to, I don't think I want to go up any higher than this. And then back down to here. I think that felt pretty good. Yeah, we're redirecting some roads and trying to get a plan for some of the areas outside of Westhill. I'm kind of at a standstill with the things I can finish in the town. We're waiting for 1.20.3 to drop next week. Now coming this way, you'll turn this way. Now imagine there will be an inn behind that tree, so you'll have something to look at. And actually, yeah, the outside wall of it is going to be more here. And this will curve this way. And then slowly everything else comes into view. Yeah, all right, let's drop this down. And this was the highest I'd want to go. But I think we're going to stay here. It's hard with this still in the way. Do we want to go up to this height? That's pretty steep. What would the view be like? You do see a little bit more. Break time when you're ready. Thank you, Cosmic. Brendan, we only use performance mods. There's really no building mods, just the map and some inventory things to make things look a little bit cooler, and some data packs for recipes and stuff. That's really about it. It's very much a vanilla-esque server. I wouldn't even call it vanilla plus. Like we don't really change much. It's more about just having some tools available that I felt should be present in modern day Minecraft. I wish maps in the game looked like this. I might actually look for a mod that makes them do that. That would be cool. Because I don't like the map colors. If map colors in Minecraft... No, the bridge is already made. The old road was here. It kind of made an S curve, and I'm making it change a little bit. I'm pushing it out farther this way because I want to build like a small inn up on here. So we're just kind of moving the road first. But I think what I'm doing is, I think we're going to drop this down. All right, I need to step away for a break as per Cosmic's alert. So if you're new to the channel, I take a break once an hour. It gives me 5 or 6 minutes to grab another cup of coffee and a snack or something. You should too. Maybe even grab a friend, let them know that we're streaming here on the Citadel server, and we'll be streaming most of the afternoon. So thanks for hanging out. I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. So I think I need to decide how tall that hill's going to be. Or at least, if it's going to be that tall, maybe it's not going to be that tall all the way down here. Maybe we just have it be a little hill. And then we remove this part here. I mean, I guess I could come up here to the road. And then one more step down. That's not terrible. So we're probably removing this section. And what would be a natural place to do that? Maybe about there. About the tree level. Thankfully, it's not a lot of stuff. Thank you, SweetSandi. It's going to be a cool opportunity to do a fun custom tree. And we wouldn't have to go up a full block either. If we wanted to go up a slab, we could do that too. I'm going to leave that there for now. That actually might be a cool idea to have a rock there. Yeah, that makes more sense, actually. Good decision. Whoops. And I guess we'll have to pick. Maybe we'll pretend that this is still like a full rock. Just a rock sticking out of the ground. So that's what, 2. That's not bad. Your inventory is full of stuff. Oh yeah. Let's go grass. Okay, that's good. So now, coming along this road, we should also have a good view of all that work we did over there. Or at least enough to say, hey, maybe there's something worth viewing over there. I honestly think we could get away with having this curve back more. So maybe, yeah, maybe we'll change the where this kind of goes up to be farther back. Where would be a good spot to do that? I'd say right where I'm looking. Right here, maybe? Three, four, five. And this is why I really wanted to move this road before I did any landscaping on this side of the river. Because I knew I'd be losing chunks. Yeah, so some of this might change too. Shaving off the hill, yeah. Yep, that's the plan. So now this would be removed. Oops. Yeah. And then we could still have like a little wall here. It doesn't have to be, you know, a smooth transition. We could have, this could be, where would it go back down? I guess would be the other thing. Probably, honestly, about where it's happening. But I think we would change the angle of this. Diorite always looks so funky. When you find it out in the world, it always feels so out of place. That feels a little bit weird. I think we maybe have to come up here. Whoops. So this will get much more gradual. And it feels kind of silly to come up here. I like that we see more, you know, like we see more of the view. So I feel like we need to push this back a little bit more. And it would be easier to do climb up from something like this. I just want it to make sense. And right now, I'm not sure that it does. This needs to go, obviously. More grass feed to store. Yeah, that's the thing, right? You think you're placing down a lot of grass in one of these situations and you realize, nope, you're actually going to be picking up more than you're putting down, which is always the case. I wish we could do something cool with grass. Like, I feel like there should be an alternate block. I've said for a long time, it would be very cool, especially now that the crafter is coming to the game, if we could craft a block of grass that was grass on all sides that wasn't just a texture pack. So if we could combine it, you know, make like a 4x4 crafting recipe and get like all sides grass or grass slabs, I would love it. That would be fantastic. Not something that you just naturally find in the world, but like something the player has to craft. I think that would be really cool. And that is where I would consider like adding a mod to the game that does actually add gameplay, you know? Or add blocks that are not in the game. That's where I would like really consider doing something like that. I went all the way over there and I should have just hung out and slept. I want to stay on top of it because this place is not lit and it gets creepy at night. Yeah, I think that like that would be, I think that would be a mod that would be very much in the spirit of Minecraft. I don't think that would be like a make easy button. I don't think it's asking too much. It's not creating a block that does everything. Like so many mods I find are just like, they're just called Better Minecraft, and all it does is remove gameplay, right? Like it makes things where you don't have to do a thing, which to me is like, well, that's not fun. Don't take away the gameplay. Give me more gameplay. You know? All right. We could always pull this out here. That could be a good idea. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, roughly. And I need to go up 1, 2, 3. So 6. That's still only 3 wide because we have to use slabs. That's not a lot of room. Wait a minute. 1, 2, yeah, 3. Is that 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. I need the slabs again. Yeah, I think we need to push that a little bit. So 4, 3, that's 3 in the middle, and then 4, and then 4. Yeah, okay, that feels good. That feels all right. So we'll probably extend this around and then get up to this level. I think that looks all right. Now here, same thing. We'd probably want to have at least back to there. And then pop it over this way. The only problem, of course, with the slabs is that we don't have as many texture options. I put that the wrong way. No, that follows the hill. Generally, when a road curves to the left, I try to have the stairs go the other way. Right? Curve that way. Yeah, that feels better, even though it doesn't work with the hill. Sorry, I think we can just push the hill back a little bit. We can just maybe drop this down. I feel like that looks pretty good. And then each of these, we're just going to bury this part. This actually would come to there, right? This is where I need other slabs. The new build area I went to work in has a cherry grove right over the river from a flower forest. It's like Minecraft got me a Christmas present. That's awesome. Is that the south one that we showed before? Where's Somerville? So there's Somerville. Is it this one? Or is it this one with the village next to it? Or is it completely different? What's that? Oh, that's a weird generation. I guess the biome is different. Must be like a desert biome or something. Oh, beach biome. Lukewarm and then warm ocean. That's what it is. It's the one with the village next to it. Okay, cool. I remember being there. That's a cool spot. Yeah, I brought the thing. Man, the chipmunks and squirrels in my backyard have been absolutely bananas lately. It's cute, but they are active. Very noisy. It's warm enough that I've got my windows open too. I don't know whether they come through on the mic just like birds do, but they're chatty. So this is probably going to end up being building, so I'm not too fussed about it right now. Right, so this is probably going to be bricks here. So I treat these the same way that I do curves, right? So it's like 3, 2, 1 to kind of give it an angle. I mean, alternatively, you could do maybe something like that. Actually, I kind of like that better. Do I? That's better. Oops. Was this 4? 1, 2. It was 4. 4, 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we've got to figure out what the angle is on that. And it has to probably mimic what's happening behind it. Windows open December. I have -10 here. It is, what's the temperature? Oh, my weather app is not displaying on my home screen. Hold on. It's at least 10 degrees. Oh. It says currently the weather is not available this time. That's unique. It's got to be 12 degrees. Like it has to be. I mean, someone could probably look it up. Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Not the most riveting conversation, but not unheard of for this time of year. We usually get some warm spells in December. That absolutely happens. 1, 2. So here I'd want to go at a little bit of an angle. So these would be back farther. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And this goes This is 3 and then that was 3. I might have screwed this up a little bit. Yeah, that feels really short for some reason. Probably because this isn't knocked back at all. Yeah, that's... Push this over this way. That's tough. That's tough. Well, this being flat is just, that's probably not going to happen. Whoa, zoomed out. I think that angle needs to be, is that a stair or is that just the top where I stopped? No, that's a stair. Yeah, that needs to be steeper. I keep on forgetting that that's part of it too. This hill to my left is throwing me as well. We're going to have to change that. Yeah, that's better. And this just has to get pushed back. That's feeling better. Yeah, I was going the wrong way with these, I think. Oh no. Yeah, I think maybe if this gets brought back there, and then No, I guess that was okay. Okay, I think that's good. At least for now. We might play with this a little bit. How do I do that? I think that's working. So yeah, this hill on the left is going to have to change. You can sort of see how this is all now flowing better with the hill. Yeah. I mean, that could even be a little bit farther. But I think we're good to fill this in. One of the smart things about having the stone border is that you can just blitz through with the shovel, and your shovel can't do anything to the stone, really. So you don't have to be precise when you're removing all this, which is nice. There we go. And now, I mean, obviously we have to texture this yet. I'll leave that to last just in case I have to make any adjustments. But that feels pretty good on the ground. Yeah, good stuff. That's how you move a road. I'm actually excited to see what this inn is going to look like and how it might complete the mood. I think we're going to have a couple of buildings around this crossroads. You know, it's not a bad, you know, stream for like the techniques that I use to build and or move roads. Like, I think that's a pretty solid go. And as straight as it is here, it doesn't feel very straight. And I think we can help this look less straight on this side by adding the building in. I think that could be kind of fun. But I like that a lot more. Feels a lot more natural. The thing is, like, the road would only curve like this if there was a reason to go over here, or if there was a reason to avoid something over here. And I've got no sweet clue what to put here. None. Five, 6, 7, 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. work. Do I have wood out here? I think I do. We'll quickly put in a custom trunk. And maybe there. Get rid of this one. Oh, it looks better if there's a space. I think I've got oak bushes. I do. And we'll just quickly fill this in so it doesn't look terrible. This will be something we do as a custom job after we finish whatever we do with the inn. Okay, and then up here. Yeah, not bad. Still very much a default Minecraft tree, but better than it was before. Since the marsh is across the road, maybe a large pond. Nope. The marsh is over there. Why would I need a pond over here? The marsh is feeding the river. This is going to be building. There's going to be building here. So that this is going to be some sort of like man-made thing. And let's see. Oh, you mean here? I see what you mean. Yeah. Sorry. I just caught up with the delay. I tried something like that over here, so I don't necessarily want to copy it. What I did here was I had this little pond at the base, and then it kind of trickles around and goes underneath. And this is essentially like a small bridge, right? Just like a little culvert where the water runs down. I don't know if that would work. I feel like that just makes it a lot of water in the area. Yeah, I don't want to have a river running all the way down that way. Because it wouldn't make sense. From here, the water would run in that direction. Yeah, we'll have to come up with something. I tried putting a tree here. We might end up doing like a custom tree or something. Yeah, that's pretty good. This I'm not a big fan of. I think what we can do here actually bring that back. I think one of the things I need to start taking some inspiration from is the biomes in modded Minecraft often have a lot of like surface level rocks. Kind of look like Scottish Highlands, you know, like there's just big boulders all over the place. So that could be all we need. Like maybe all we need here is just a big freaking rock. Right? To show that there's some rocky like stuff underneath here. I don't know. I feel like that could work. I don't know. It's just, it's the same color as the wall. So it looks a bit weird. I could make it at a deep slate maybe. That could work. With pink flowers. I feel like that was aimed directly at Cosmic. It's so hard to make sloped roads in Minecraft not look like stairs. To do Cove, to do decove, and crud muffin. Crud muffin. That's a funny username. Welcome in. Thanks for the follows. Appreciate it. Glad you joined the stream. Yes, that's good. So this is where I need to figure out what's happening with this inn, because I think it's going to hide some of our landscaping problems. So I ended up with more bricks than I started with. And more grass than I started with. Oh, joy. Okay, so where is this building going to go? So I feel like I like that kind of shape, but I want to put it closer to the road and have it follow the road a little bit more. And I like the idea of maybe the entrance being on one of these platforms. Like maybe the inn entrance is like here. And maybe it has wings to it. And I don't want, no, I'd want the gables to be this way. I'm probably making this too large. Well, we know where the old one was. Yeah, that's kind of big. Definitely solves the hill problem, though. I feel like I might have made it a little bit too close to the road. We could also make it look a little bit more interesting. Maybe we need to give it like a round tower or something. Yeah, the placement on the hill is what I want. I mean, I'm noodling over something that's probably going to change a lot. Wall is going to be within range. I feel like what needs to happen up here is something more interesting. And that way it would allow me to have the gables be down here. So let's push it back. And from there, maybe just give it like little wings. That feels long. No, that's right. Now from here, that's, oh, I somehow messed that up. How did I not? Oh, that's right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 3 there. So that's the center line here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. Oh, this didn't come in. I missed. This was there. Yep. Okay, something like that maybe. Alternatively, I think it would be cool to have something up there that was round, and I'm just going to try to figure out where that could rise up into the sky. And if it happens to be, yeah, so that would end up being like kind of in this area, so straight ahead. Yeah. So rather than just a straight square house, this part up here would be a tower. And we'd have to, I'd probably work from the inside out on this particular bit. But that could be fun. And this would probably get pushed back. So when you think about that, this would end up being all floor. So this is, someone was, Cosmic, you were asking earlier about building things into a hill. You figure things out from the top down, and then you figure out what your entry level is, and then like this would end up being floor. So you'd end up seeing a foundation on this side, but then on this side, your foundation is going to be buried. So your entrance to go up the tower is actually going to be like here, right? Which means that you could have like a window kind of like right at this level, but in here it would be a higher window. That feels like it might be too complicated. Like I might need to simplify that a little bit. And it's going to look weird if it's gray. Yeah, the tower would be kind of like in this position right there, between the tree and the other one. And then that would come into view. Well, there'd be I guess there'd be a roof there. Yeah, it's a start. I agree. It's a start. What I was hoping to do was connect this somehow and have like some sort of balcony or something that went out up here, right? So that you could be out here and see all this stuff. So this whole top might end up coming down quite a bit. The idea was to have something where the inn would be like here, but that just feels really far off the road. So maybe we build 2 buildings. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. I am creating a lot more work for myself than I had originally planned. And thanks for the heads up, Cosmic. But I like that movement of the road. Yeah. I feel like I would have to put some sort of grassy bit there. But yeah, this just feels like a really weird flat plateau with nothing on it. Like, why would you build up on a hill and not go to the very top of the hill? So maybe this has to get pushed up here. I originally wanted it to go in this space here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how fancy I want to make it. I've not made anything outside of the town very rich. Like, it's all very farmy and homey and stuff. So I was thinking more like an inn. Like a small one, not like a city inn. And I think because of the way that the road is angled, I almost want to have it be more following the road. It feels kind of attached on and facing a really weird direction too. I could still keep the tower in that position and maybe like put it over here and have the whole thing face that way. Because then we could have a path. Yeah, diagonal building. Yeah. Like, I feel like if we had a path here that like led up to the front door, maybe. And then I could probably take this off and like have the level of the inn start here. Right? And then any window in the inn would be looking this way, which would be cool. So what would that look like? What was that? 5 by 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 7. That's kind of cool. Gives you something better to look at. I did, Sandy. Thank you. I think I like that better. Gonna block the tree a bit, but we don't have to put it like right there. Still don't know exactly what to do about building into the hill. Although, you know, maybe to GrandpaCrafter's point, maybe there could be like a garden. Maybe this could be like a small vegetable garden. Like, that's what I mean. If it's a self-sufficient inn, then maybe they have to have like a little tiered farm or something to provide, you know, kitchen stuffs. Yeah, I like that better than here. EladJenkins resubscribed to tier 1 for 10 months in a row. EladJenkins, thank you ever so much for the support. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday. Yeah, that's what, yeah, there could be, I don't know about a stable, but there could definitely be, there would have to be something for horses, right? I'm just thinking about maintaining this kind of tiered approach. Right, and then maybe that goes there. Whoops. And guess we'll do 2. So like if that was a little tiered garden that you had to walk by to get up to the inn. I think that could be cool. Yeah, I think I like that better with the garden. Still gives something on the hill, but not something we have to like really worry about. Whoops. Yeah, I think that'd be kind of fun. Maybe there's a path that goes this way for some reason. I mean, this is probably, I could maybe move the tower, and this could be where the chimney might go. We could have like a wood pile here, you know? And that would create like a reason to go around the back. That could be good too. Yeah. Again, I think I might have been making the house a little bit too complicated. We can keep it, if we keep it low, then that could be fun. And I think the thing here would be to not have the tower lined up directly with the house. I think maybe if we moved this back. Right, so if this is just a straight up house, I need more cobblestone. 1, 2, 3. 3. Yeah, I like having a little sense of story, or at least make it look like, you know, they're growing their own vegetables and whatnot. I don't know why that wouldn't be in the back, but I'm just taking advantage of the fact that we've got this hill in the front. So then if that's there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be the gable. So then if this was the entrance to the tower, right, like that's more interesting. And right away, way more interesting shape, right? And then that gives us an opportunity on this side to do chimney if we needed to. That feels a little bit smaller. Like that just feels like less of a big endeavor. Smaller footprint overall. We'd be able to go up something here that might have a good view, which would be fun. So there really wouldn't be much for an inn. We could also extend this a bit. This doesn't have to be so small on this side. We could come a little bit closer to the road. Might be better to be a little bit more 1, 2, 3, a little bit longer. And then we could extend this back. So like it's really not much. I'm not sure how we would end up planning it out. But that's the thing where I find that I do this kind of thing where you rough in this kind of idea and then you end up going inside and saying, okay, this is roughly what the size of it's going to be. This is kind of where I want it to be if this is the final decision. And then I would start planning things out. You know, like I come in here and I go, okay, I want a table there. And I would try to say, okay, I don't have enough room to do what I want. I need to like bump this wall out or whatever. And I try to plan the insides, especially if you need to go upstairs. Planning a place to have a staircase, like a tower or something, is great because it gives you the opportunity to figure out like where the floor plan is going to be. I mean, it's an inn. It's probably going to have a second floor, right? So things like where's the fireplace going to go? You know, that means that we can maybe push that back or have that be upside down stairs or something. Like we could do a couple different things in order to get that to work. And right now, even just, and this is where the map I find comes in really handy. Looking at this, it almost feels like a little bit incomplete. But if this is the property, then chances are what would happen here is that this wall would just continue around, right? And that also is going to kind of indicate from down here, whoops, that there's something there, right? That there's a reason to go up there. And then we can do, this is only 3 blocks. This is very easy to do, like bushes or like cascading something, or like you can do whatever you want here. I think that's pretty doable. Right. And then, like I said, you know, wood piles or something here. This path goes around the back. Granite. Ugh. we would texture this with something nicer. Right, so quick little path goes around, gives us an opportunity to do some custom garden or something there, flowers, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think that'll work. Now, this is very quickly turning into Joel's creative juices just flowing, and definitely a potential problem with finishing this area. So I want to be careful. But we do need some of this area to have life in it. Otherwise, the town just feels kind of plopped here. So I think that's a good spot for something. You know, like we've got this here, that there. When you're over this way, there is a bridge that you can see in the distance. And there will be more of these lights. So there's probably going to be more of these lights along here too. That could be kind of fun. And then we've got this here too. I don't know. I don't remember if I'm planning on extending that out that way. I guess I might. It looks pretty finished. Maybe I won't. But then that natural rock looks like it's a little bit more intentional. This place might have been built over it, like that kind of thing. So here's one fun bit. It's a pretty long distance, but when we were doing the landscape down here, there's a natural cave there, and I thought, how cool would it be if there was like a secret entrance that went to an inn? A decent distance, but if we can find a spot, maybe even in this tower, to not only go upstairs, but go downstairs, then having a tunnel or something that would go underneath here and pop you out here would just be really fun. I think that would be a really fun little Easter egg. I have no reason why other than it's just, I think it's cool. Anyway, I think that's where I'm going to wrap Minecraft up for the day. I'm going to pop over and do some Satisfactory as well. Always a fun way to spend a Saturday, especially when it's raining outside. Guilt-free video games. Not that I ever really feel guilty about video games, but like I said, that 80s kid in me just likes to do this stuff on the rainy days as opposed to the bright sunny days. So if you're tuning in just for the Minecraft, you can always check out the VODs later on Joel Duggan VODs on YouTube. And I do the Spawn Chunks podcast with Pixel Riffs every Monday. So we'll have a new episode coming out soon talking about the imminent release of 1.20.3. And I've also got another podcast called The Citadel Cafe, and that's all about sci-fi and fantasy entertainment. A new episode coming up this week. I've got to actually confirm with Steven that he is available for that. I don't know what we're talking about, but we also do a Christmas holiday roundtable every year, and that's always a lot of fun. So I feel like it's a good opportunity to get on board with the Citadel Cafe. You'll get to know a lot of the hosts, and I'd love to have you listen to it because I've been doing that show for almost 12 years, I want to say. At least 11. I think 2011 was when it started. So yeah, 12 years. 12 years this month, as a matter of fact. I gotta look that up. Actually, it was November, so we missed it. I totally missed it. Anyway, I'm going to switch over to Satisfactory. I will take a slightly longer break than normal. The video will switch over, and I'll see you on the other side. Cheers. Bye for now.